Hey guys, we are in the alleyway again, as you can tell, because once again it is very windy, and as you can probably see in the sky, it's also very overcast. So if it starts raining while I'm recording, we're gonna have to run. So today we're gonna be doing an update on another 4 different species. They are the Venus flytraps that we separated, the Venus flytrap seeds that we sowed, Drosra Tormentosa and Drosra villosa. So if you guys are enjoying the series, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the videos because it all helps the channel. But let's get started on the Venus flytraps. Okay, it's raining now. I need to find somewhere that we can record real quick, and I don't know where we're gonna put all the plants. See, this place is so noisy because of this thing. Oh man. Okay, let me find a place. Alright guys, so I found a spot under the awning. I'm still getting rained on, but at least the phone isn't. But let's talk about the Venus flytraps. So you guys might remember I repotted these guys, like 6 months ago. It was the middle of summer I repotted them. And the reason why I repotted them is because I wanted to show you guys how to do repots, because most of my viewers, you guys are in America. And that was the best time for you guys, was the worst time for me, but I still did it for you guys. But as you can tell, these are very small pots, and the Venus flytrap is very, very happy, and all the other ones are very happy too. I remember I had someone commenting that Venus flytraps in small pots, they'll all die, but I don't think it looks like it's dying at all. Even though the pot, it is true, they do like big pots, but they're fine in the small pots. Look at this guy's massive, he's happy as well. But anyway, I got these specific Venus flytraps. I got 2 of them, and I got them from the Home Depot, which is like a big box store. I don't know, you guys should know what a Home Depot is. I got 2 pots, and from those 2 pots we ended up with like 6 or 7 small little pots of these guys, and some big pots as well. And those big pots, those plants are dividing again, and the small pots, some of them are dividing as well, but they're all happy. So yeah, from 2 pots we ended up with like 15 plants now, maybe even 20 plants. So it's very easy to grow Venus flytraps, and I'm always very lucky with them, because yeah, as I said, they're just dividing like crazy. But yeah, as you can see, they're in small pot, they're happy. These guys are not going to die anytime soon. And just like every update video, I will be spraying these plants so that they get some fertilizer. So I actually had one of our subscribers ask me why I am fertilizing the plants even though they might be dormant. It's a very good question. The only reason why I'm fertilizing them, because they're dormant right now, is because they have living tissue still. If there was no living tissue, the plants wouldn't absorb any of the fertilizer and wouldn't do anything for them. But because there is still living tissue, it will help them. Now in winter time, during dormancy, this is when carnivorous plants grow their roots. They develop in other ways. They don't put, live foliage above ground. So even giving them some fertilizer during dormancy will help them grow stronger roots and bulbs and rhizomes and whatever else. But the best time to fertilize in the most, definitely spring and summer, but you can do so in winter. Just make sure you don't do too much, because it can cause mold and algae on your pots or whatever. Anyway, let's go into the seedlings now. So over here we have our pot, one of 3 pots of typical Venus flytraps. The reason why I say typical is because any Venus flytrap that comes from seed is a typical. You cannot get cultivar Venus flytraps through seeds, because seeds have genetic variation, which means that the plants from the seeds will be different to the parents. So you guys need to remember that. But we ended up with 3 pots of them, and it didn't actually turn out as well as we had hoped for, because if you guys may remember, we did have some rainstorms along the way. 6 months ago, I got a pack of Venus flytrap seeds, and with this pack we sowed up 3 pots of the Venus flytraps. Now Venus flytraps, they don't need a winter stratification, they don't need anything special. You literally just put them on soil and they end up growing, which is very, very easy. But what happens when you live somewhere that gets a lot of rain, and if you don't really have a way to protect the plants from the rain, like I don't really have a very good way of protecting the plants from the rain, especially back then, the rain will hit the plants and the seeds will jump around into other pots or fall off onto the soil and die, and you'll never get the plants anyway, which has happened to most of my collection. But it happened a lot with the Venus flytraps. This is probably the most populated pot out of all 3, which is quite sad. And then we have Venus flytraps in random pots all over the collection. So gonna be Going to be doing a lot of repotting in the future, finding all these random Venus flytraps everywhere. But yeah, it's a real big issue having the rain splash in your plants. Like, people love letting the plants out into the rain, but for me personally, the rain splashes the soil out. If you have seeds on there, the seeds get splashed out or onto the wrong pots, and then if you have similar species of different varieties, you don't know which one is which sucks. And it just makes your water tables messy as well. So do try to protect them from the rain. If you have an adult plant, you can put them in the rain if you really want to, but just be very careful of hail especially. Well, anyway, let's go into the Drosras now. Up next we have our Drosra Tormentosa and an ant in the back trying to do something. Don't want him to bite me. But as you guys can see, it is flowering. You can see that they make these very pink flowers, kind of like Drosra spatulata. I have been cutting them off because I don't want their seeds to go everywhere. You guys might be able to see a trend that I don't like seeds in the wrong pots. But these guys are South American sundews. They are winter growers, so they're growing with the Drosra hilaris, the regia, the cobra lilies, everything. And they have the foil as well to protect from the sun because they are winter growers. I honestly thought they'd be bigger than this. As you guys can tell, they're pretty small plants, and obviously they're flowering, which means that they're big enough to flower. But honestly, there is not much else special about them, I don't think. Besides them being pretty rare, they're like so small and they all come together as well. So for me, they haven't been that special. But anyway, I got these seeds from someone I met, well, didn't meet, I met online here in Australia. And the person I got them from, he lives down in Melbourne. So what actually happened is that I had tons of South African seeds with location data, which is very, very rare in the hobby. And what we ended up deciding on is that I'd give him some of my seeds like a trade, and then he gave me some of his seeds. And these were the seeds that I got from him as well. You know, now I can get more seeds. But they were super easy to grow as well. I think they did take quite a while to germinate, about 4 or 5 months, as the South American sundews do. They are not easy to grow. And ever since then, I just kept them in the shade. They're in the shade now, like I said. And they just keep them cold. No, honestly, I can't say much else. I feel like I'm so lucky with all my plants because I'm just able to get them to grow, and so many other people struggle with them. Like all of my plants in this video, at least, they're all growing in peat and perlite. And some people use crazy ratios and, you know, crazy setups for their plants, but for me it's just pretty easy, which makes for pretty boring videos. But yeah, this is them, guys. Updates on the Drosra Tormentosa from I don't know. So on to the next one, Drosra Velosa. This one is from Brazil. I can't say the name. Yeah, I can't read the name. It's all rubbed out. But this one is also a South American sundew. Has the foil, lives right next to that Drosra Tormentosa as well, in the shade. Keep them cold. Same soil recipe. Honestly, I don't do much else with these guys. And as you can tell, they are very, very happy. The thing about these guys that I noticed is that they do look like Drosra capensis, but the difference is that it's actually very hairy. Oh man, come on. I need to get a camera, guys. Using my phone is not easy. You can't see it, but it is hairy, and the leaves uncurl, unlike the Drosra capensis, which folds open, if it makes sense. But yeah, they do look like Drosra capensis otherwise. Very, very similar, but these are also much rarer. And same with these guys, they're super easy to look after for, in my care at least. Haven't needed to do anything special for them. Just leave them in the shade, keep them cold, and the foil, obviously. I'm not sure if it actually does anything, but I use the foil. And there's actually tons and tons of babies down in there. They're all just strangling each other out, actually, which is pretty sad. And there's a reason why I fertilize these guys, so that they don't end up dying. But these seeds, I got them from that same person I told you about who I did the seed trade with, and that was the same batch of seeds, and they germinate around the same time, because all South American sundews, they kind of germinate around the same time, they grow the same, they need a similar care because they're all from the same region. But yeah, that's basically it for these guys. You know, obviously the rain is not helping, and it's been raining for the whole week, and it's going to be continue raining, which is why I couldn't just film a different day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these less eventful update videos, but I'm sure you guys enjoy them anyway. Let's fertilize these plants up, write the labels on, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video updating you on those 4 species. We will be doing more updates on some of these guys here. As you can see, the 2 plants we did are there, the 2 Drosra, and I need to put the Venus flytraps back outside. As you can see, it's raining. But there's the table. Here's the Drosra hilaris after we potted them all up. Check how green this sphagnum moss has gotten after we fertilized it. Regia is all good still. The hilaris have started to open back up and they became dewy again. So they really liked that fertilizer. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.